used for salvation. The Coptic Christians use this word for salvation. Wow. It occurs 4 times in our facsimile number 2, twice in figure 3, once in figure 7, and another time on the figure behind the Hathor cow, right next to our figure 7. The Wedjat eye is frequently mentioned in the closely related groups in the chapters of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, chapters 162 through 167. The idea is, the theme is, the preserving the dead until the time of the resurrection. And we've seen already that Isis, of course, is one of the powers behind the resurrection, this king on the throne, and Men, his symbol, his festival of fertility, is associated with the resurrection. Living again. Life goes on. That's the theme of our facsimiles. The sacrifice in facsimile number 1 is thwarted in Abraham's case. This is why this Egyptian scene was adapted to the story of Abraham. Kevin Barney says that, the Jewish adaptation of Egyptian materials in the new studies in the Book of Abraham, Astronomy, Papyrus, and Covenant. Kevin Barney's article on there says that the Jews adapted the Egyptian materials to tell their own version of salvation. This is how Joseph Smith has further adapted it into his understanding of Abraham and applying it to us. The sacrifice, we go back into the cosmos, facsimile number 2, and then figure number 3 is the deification scene. Abraham is on Pharaoh's throne. Pharaoh was thought to be divine. Yes, he's deified now. D&C 132. This is the whole idea of the Wedjat eye. Now, the source that Guy used is the Greek magical papyrus in translation with some demotic spells, edited by Hans Dieter Betz. And in there, it says, the father of the gods enchant. One eye weeps, the other laughs. Moon, 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 moon is associated with the moon. The one eye of Re is the sun, and the left eye is the moon. So the moon is associated. Very interestingly, he says, Abraham, the pupil of the sound eye, Kumer, 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 Kumro, as Guy said, he's invoking Kumer, who created creation, great flourishing creation. I mean, criminy, that's what I'm at in. My backyard university right here, the backyard professor, loves to use nature as the university, the ultimate teaching experience. Definitely. He says, let an answer be told to me. He's praying to this Creator. Let an answer be told to me about everything concerning which I am asking here today. The idea of Abraham as the pupil of the Wedjat eye. Well, he's associated with facsimile number 2 now, the hypocephalus. And that's why that Wedjat eye is so important. See that rock way up there? I think I'm going to go hike up there and sit on it and talk to you and wrap this up. Looks like a fun place to go. Here we go. I'm not going to show you the hike, though. I may not make it. Oh, yeah, piece of cake. I'm up here now. Hey, there's those cows that are making that noise. Beautiful country to be in, isn't it? Nice place. Anyway, let me explore more of this idea with the facsimiles as a principle of atonement. I'm going to climb on this rock now. Woohoo! Yowza! Hey, it's way up here. This is a great setting to wrap this tape up, isn't it? Nibley in his book Temple and Cosmos, One Eternal Round, the Hermetic version, he says the theme is primitive atonement. The whole principle of all of the primitive cultures around the world was the uniting of God and man. He says that with the humans, spirits, or angels who are at one with God are naturally at one with each other and with all of his creatures. We're speaking of a real event, past and future. This great bringing together, or gathering up of all things, is rehearsed in the grand manner by the earliest people who left a record. And he goes through the various customs, the records, the ideas. All the extant rituals are derived from a single ritual system. Eliade goes on to explain, he says this on page 381. Mircea Eliade, the great world mythologist, says the purpose of the rites, in particular that of sacrifice, so we can think of facsimile number 1 here, is to restore the primordial unity. This is what existed before creation, the primordial unity. To restore the whole that preceded the creation. That primal unity is the oneness between heaven and earth, which we call atonement. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. That's the whole idea. This is the Das Einsgemeinschaft, a oneness with the divine existence. That's what facsimile figure 7 is showing. Facsimile 2 figure 7 is showing the Min-Horus figure united with the throne as the cube of space. All of space unites with earth, heaven and earth. He's united with Isis, his wife, his son with Horus, and he's being presented that Wedjadai as the gift to wholeness and preserved life in the eternities. And this preservation is divine as it's depicted in facsimile number 3 on the throne. That powerful throne. Again, the cube of space. He is in the midst of eternity. Atonement, at one-ment. The facsimiles in succession, numbers 1, 2, and 3, unify us in a cosmological atonement. He says, going on here, this is the prehistoric mysteries are to achieve a return to the primal father and mother as a child. That's a perfect definition of atonement. Father, mother, son. The original eternal family unit of the Godhead. At one-ment puts us all back together with that. That's the theme of our facsimiles. So with that, I think I can end this DVD. Thanks for joining me in the Backyard Professor series. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll be back with more soon. Have a great life. You almost missed the best part. I got to fill up with gas. I don't want to hike out of here. There's no way I'm going to hike out of here. Forget it. No, no, and no. The scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And he's also prepared. Isn't it amazing how this silly fluid gets us from here to there? Gasoline, what a concept, huh? Hey, thanks again for joining me in the Backyard Professor series. It's fun. Fun to learn. Fun to study. It's a great setting to study. It's peaceful. There's no people. A lot of bugs, though. You get to know more about Mother Nature than you suspect. I'll tell you what, it's something else. I've seen at least 500 different kinds of bugs already, and I think it's only like 11 o'clock in the morning. So, I enjoy doing these with you. I enjoy learning. I've got some wonderful stuff on the facsimiles. A lot more than you think. I can make 100 DVDs real easy. Real easy. And I will. I will. That's the fun of being a backyard professor, you know. I can make all these DVDs, and that gives you guys a chance to either check up on me and see if I'm right, or check up on me and see if I'm wrong. After all, a professor is not one who knows. A professor is one who professes to know.